Welcome to Ingrid's World. I am your host, Ingrid Paris-Hicklin. On this show, you will meet Basile Lemba, founder of BL Breakfast Club EXPO. He will discuss how he helps attendees promote and grow their businesses. He says, network like you always wanted but never got the opportunity. And then we will be speaking to Lorraine Jackson, president of Prince William County Alumnae, chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. She will be discussing the Martin Luther King Jr. Oratorical Program, which is their signature program. She will have with her Sheila Mitchell as well as Norman Jones III, an oratorical competition winner. Maybe Norman will say a few words from his winning speech. Our guests are amazing, all committed to excellence. So if you stay right there, I promise you will be amazed. Well, welcome to the show, Basile. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
So let's start with my question I always ask our guests. Tell us where you're from, and we'll lead off with that.
Yeah, I'm originally from Cameroon, Western Africa, and I left when I was 14. And I went to France, lived there for 10 years, finished high school, studied architecture, worked for a little bit, and then came over to the United States.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. So I've always marveled at about the wonderful things that you do with networking, mm-hmm. and how you make that. And you went to school, you networked, but you also went to a lot of different schools too. You went to school in France also?
Yeah, I went to school in France. I studied architecture. And here, when I came to the US, I studied administration.
Ah, I see. So, what inspired your career choice?
Disappointment.
Disappointment. Why is that?
When I came to the US and I worked for a non-profit organization in Florida for 10 years, and then I decided to change direction. So my plan was to come over here in Virginia and start a business.
Okay.
So when I did, because I didn't know anybody, I had to go through all the different networking events to meet people.
Yes.
Because I couldn't find them by sitting just at home. Yes. And I had a business, you got to find customers. So you got to go where you can find potential customers. And in going to all those different meetings and networking events and everything else, I felt it's empty. Something was missing. And I went to an event when I paid a lot of money for it, and then at the end I wound up with 3 business cards. And then I had the realization that something is wrong.
Yes.
And the thing wrong is, if somebody pays a lot of money, they come to an event, and at the end they wind up with 3 business cards, it dawned on me nobody thought about what would happen to that guy. At the end of the game, the person who put on the event got a lot of money because the event was packed and quite expensive. But the guests wound up with only 3 business cards. Then I realized that nobody ever thought about the guests. They brought people in, maybe the food was there, but nobody thought about when this person's going to come in, the guest, this is what's going to happen to him. He's going to move, this is what's going to happen, and then at the end, he's going to wind up with this.
Wow.
So what I did, I went and surveyed business people, asking them like you, Ingrid. I say, Ingrid,
yes.
when you come to a networking event,
yes.
what would you like to see happening?
All right.
I took it down. What is that you do not want? I took it down. So we design our event taking out what the guests do not want.
All right.
And what they want.
Okay.
In fact, I started like a hobby, a little thing I want to do on the side, and then have my own business, but it grew so rapidly that I wound up taking care of it.
Yeah, and you really have grown this. And so how long ago did you start this?
That was 13 years ago.
13 years ago. So how many people have you been able to attract to your networking?
Ooh, that's a heavy question. I would say in our database, actually, we have about 10,000 people. 10,000 businesses, but with our different program, as you know, we had a TV program, we reach well over, Lord knows, 20,000 businesses. I'm not even counting the one that we reach out online and everything else, but all over the world by now. So we must have had an impact, I think, in the world of business.
It really has to. And so, one of the things is that, when you're trying to do that, let me ask you a question. Did you ever face any roadblocks in terms of creating your business?
Well, naturally, everybody knows. I think if any entrepreneur knew the barriers they were going to run into, they would never have started a business because the roadblocks are always there. Mainly at the beginning, when you're trying to work it out, they are tremendous. But I think it comes down to the goal, the intention. Why did you start it? I think the reason people do not succeed in business is most often because they do not have the correct estimation of effort. Of what it will take. They go into it, they're planning to do something, but more often than not, it takes way more than that they were thinking. And they break down when they realize that and they're not being able to push through. For decades after decades, the SBA has reported that 95% of the business failed within the 5 years.
Wow, that's huge.
That's enormous. That's like, you know what I mean, have one out of 9. And after that, for those businesses which are remaining, 10 years later, maybe there's only 1% left.
Wow.
I think is the estimation of effort, what it takes to put and run a business. That's where the block rod, the barriers, they come in all size, shape, or form. You just have to deal with them if you want to make it, if you have that total intention to make it.
Wow. So let me ask you another question. So, but you have been very successful. So what has been the key to your success?
In my case, I was fortunate, as I mentioned, that I was trained in administration.
Ah, there you go.
So that's key. If you ever have a success, that's a major. But the training is not enough. The willingness, the intention to push through all the roadblocks is fundamental.
Okay.
Is the key thing. It doesn't matter, everybody can learn or not learn, but can you stand the pressure, the challenges of a business? That's what it comes down to. Administration will be secondary. I think is the willingness or the passion to serve. That's what carry you through the barrier stops and everything else.
Okay, got it. I understand. Wow, that's incredible. I mean, and what words of advice do you have for those who, you know, they're watching this show and they say, I want to be just like you?
Well, I think is, to me, if I may sum it up, you have to know what you want or work it out. Find something you're interested in. There's an old saying, gone over and over by Confucius. They say, find what you like, and it then followed, you never have to work. There's truth in it. This is an interesting story. I was reading a book by the guy named Malcolm Gladwell. He's talking about a book where people who came from Europe, they have skills. They do well, and following that, their kids follow up in the business, and the third generations all become doctor or lawyers. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sure.
And one for one, literally, and he due to his study. So somehow we have in mind what is the right profession, what we should do, as opposed to what we are interested in. I think to me, it start there, find out your passion, if there is or whatever, and then organize the things and work through that. You will wind up inevitably working. It will be easier for you, be less challenging, and chances are you will be very successful.
Exactly. And I think that's okay. Now, I'm fascinated, and we have a bit of time just to explain, how does it work now? Do you have like lunch? It's breakfast. It's a breakfast club. And how do I leave there with more than 3 business cards?
You'll have to come to the event.
You have to come to the event. And you come to the event and you are able to network.
Let me put it this way. We have 3 different divisions in our organization. The monthly breakfast, we have them once a month. We host them at the American Legion here in Fairfax. Twice a year, we have the expo, which I believe you attended once.
Yes,
with 100 or most exhibitors and what have you. The second section, the last part, is the training. We give classes and networking.
Very good.
In fact, we have one coming up this Saturday, and once a year we have a networking conference.
Very good.
Anyone can come to our event to check them out, the breakfast event, as a guest, first timer, at no charge. We started that because we were in a position where if we ask somebody to come, they say, oh, yeah, but I know the one of those. We say, well, come at no charge, come and see. And if you find it has value, you will happily come back by yourself. I can tell you this, at our event, breakfast event, 50% of the attendees is first timer each and every time. So when you come, you're always meeting new people.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
You're meeting new people.
Yes, always, all the time.
Very cool, very cool. So in terms of, so what is your dream to take it to? What do you see this? Do you see branches not just in Fairfax County? Do you see it, are you going to go statewide? Are you taking it nationally? What's your vision?
That's a very deep question. It is deep because basically the problem of networking is that the definition in the dictionary is incorrect. So therefore, as we sit here as a culture, we don't have a correct definition. So we couldn't possibly have the correct know-how.
Okay.
It took me 10 years to understand that was a problem, so I had to evolve and work out a definition, develop a technology. Now I have a book coming out by the end of the year or next year. So the idea is to first clear up the misunderstanding on networking, which goes into getting the dictionary to have the correct definition.
Okay.
Having a book out and making classes available online.
Okay.
So people can learn it from wherever they are.
Okay.
And also we have had demand for 10 years and take the format we have now all over the planet.
Wonderful, wonderful. So to get more information on your amazing organization.
We have two websites. The first one is blnbc.com. BL stands for Basile Lemba. NBC like the station NBC. .com, and then the expo, which is ULT, like ultimate ULTBIZ expo.com.
Very cool. So words of advice, if someone's out there, you want to give them a few pearls of wisdom?
I say find out what you're interested in, find out what you like, and stay true to it. No matter what the barrier stops and everything else. If that's your thing, then go drive it.
Love it.
Yes.
So find what your passion is. Sounds like you're saying that, what I believe too. Find your passion.
And drive it.
Drive it.
And don't take any stops about it ever, 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 ever. You will succeed if you do that. No doubt about it.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
Basile, thank you so much for being on this show. You're
My pleasure.
wonderful. Thanks again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. I hope you will enjoy Basile, and again, I want to wish you continued success.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we will be talking with Lorraine Jackson, President of Prince William County Alumnae Chapter, Delta Sigma Theta, as well as Sheila Mitchell, who manages their sponsorship, and then also Norman Jones, who is an oratorical competition winner. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Well, welcome to the show, Lorraine Jackson.
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
Great to see you. Sheila Mitchell.
Hi, how are you?
And Norman Jones
Nice to meet
III. Pleasure to have you all here. Well, we are here to talk about, first of all, let's talk about your wonderful organization. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority is an organization it's a nonprofit organization with over 1,000 chapters worldwide. And the main purpose of the organization is to give back to the community, community service work. It's a group of professional women that have dedicated their lives and commit their lives to public service. And the organization does it through 5 program thrusts: education, economics, physical mental health, international awareness and development, and political awareness and involvement.
Wow, powerful. And that's just so important, it really is. And what brought you, I mean, you've been at Delta, did you join Delta? A little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm a long-time employee with Fairfax County government. 28 years.
Yay!
I heard that you're a county employee too. You
Former
were.
county employee, retired, but county employee. Once an employee, always.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I also serve as president of the Prince William County Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority.
Wow.
I became a member back in '98.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And my whole being is giving back to the community, and the mission of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority fit into what I believe in. I've been a member for 19 years.
19 years, that's a beautiful thing. And now let's start with you, Sheila.
Well, I have a few more years of being a member of Delta Sigma Theta than our president here. I joined Delta Sigma Theta in college
Beautiful.
on April 4th, 1980.
Beautiful.
And that day is significant because that's also the day that Martin Luther King was assassinated.
Wow,
Yeah.
April 4th. Yeah.
So I joined 37 years ago, but I joined Prince William chapter in February of 2012.
Beautiful.
So,
beautiful.
yes.
Wonderful. Now, you know, I love the contest. You know, I have been to that wonderful event and some of the beautiful, you know, the youth getting involved, and we have Norman here. You got involved. How did you get involved?
For me, it was something that I really didn't pay attention to until 6th or 7th grade. My aunt took me up to see the competition at Hilton Memorial Chapel, and it was a great opportunity for me to learn about the people around me. And so my 8th grade year, I talked to one of my English teachers and said, hey, maybe we could get a branch here at Stonewall Middle. And she decided to sponsor it, and we just went all the way. And so I've been doing it for the past 5 years. And thankfully, I've been able to come home with a win each year, but it's been fantastic.
Wait a minute. Let's just pause
He
on
just
that
tried
one.
to slide through that.
I have been winning for the past 5 years.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But even greater,
Congratulations.
it's an opportunity to see all of our students shine, which is what's even more meaningful to me than, you know, victory or any type of title. It's great to see students share their perspective on the world today.
Wow. Well, I hope that we'll come back to you to give us a few words from a speech of yours.
Definitely.
I hope so, because, you know, well, to do a signature event, first of all, who's the event open to?
The event is open to the whole community. The Martin Luther King program is, I would say, one of a kind in the whole metropolitan area.
Yes.
There's no program that carries on the legacy of Martin Luther King as this program. The community, the whole community is involved. Our legislators, the school board, the board of supervisors, and we have over between 1,500 people that attend annually.
Right.
1,500.
1,500.
At Hilton Chapel.
At Hilton Chapel. And it's going to be, when will it be? Next year?
Yeah, January 8th. It's going to be
January
on
15th.
the actual holiday, January
It's gonna be on
15th.
January 15th.
Yes, in
2018.
2018.
Now, we also have a snow day that we've only used, I think, once in the 30 plus years that we've been doing this program. But the snow date is January 20th, 2018.
Okay. January 15th. So that's a date that we will definitely be there. So it's open to the public. Do you
Open
have
to
to make
public.
reservations?
You do not, and it is
No.
and no cost to the
I
public.
don't know any place here like that. I mean, really, when you think about it, it's reservations for everything. Wow.
No.
There's no cost, like Lorraine said, and it's a full day of the oratorical presentations, and we also have vendors there
Wow.
that have a variety of products for people to purchase and browse while they're waiting for the show to start and for the program to start. So it's a fun day, and it's a family day.
Yeah.
It's a family day.
Yes, so we
It's a-
encourage everybody to bring the children.
See, and that's really makes it really special, because you really want to, you know, bring your entire family and share that experience.
Yes.
Well, there is no cost to the event. You have thousands of people. Okay. So how do you make this possible? You know, I mean, unless you're getting a gift I mean, really, I mean.
Now Sheila is okay. She's our sponsorship chair for the Martin Luther King program.
You need to tell us about that.
Well, I wrote down a few things, but I probably won't need it because, like Lorraine says, she thinks I can sell ice to an Eskimo. But it's more than that. Our sponsors are truly involved in what we do and what we're trying to do for the community. And so our success depends in a great part on how many sponsors we can get and how much support that we can get, because the chapter does the most of it. But then we started last year with our sponsorship program, and we reached out to our corporate businesses and organizations, as well as our donors. And we were amazed and grateful for the donations that we received. Our donations, we partnered with our foundation, DREF, our foundation, the Delta Research and Educational Foundation.
Wow.
So that it would benefit our businesses by giving them a tax deduction.
Wow.
For donating.
Oh, that's like that's excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
And you know, we invite them, we give them this little brochure, and it tells them the different levels that they can donate.
Beautiful.
A lot of times we have in-kind donations as well, because as Norman mentioned, the program is held at the Hilton Chapel. And each
Beautiful
year,
location.
yes, each year the Hilton Chapel gives us an in-kind grant to host the event there, plus the different practices.
Oh my goodness.
We
Yeah,
rehearsals
I
there.
imagine
We have
it.
the rehearsals, because we also have a choir that's a part of this program. All the little babies, that's what I call them, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I love it. I love it.
It's our
But
Martin Luther King choir.
It usually exceeds 100 children in grades K through 12. And this year, speaking of sponsors, we were able to have a sponsor to donate enough money so that we can get new choir stalls for each of the children.
Wow. How many are in the choir?
It's usually about 100 or more.
100.
Yes. Our goal this year is to increase the choir and to increase the audience. We want the audience to come and participate, because there's also an opportunity on the day of the program for the audience to make a donation, no matter how big or how
Beautiful,
small.
beautiful.
They can donate on the day of the program as well.
Wow, beautiful.
And they can donate from now until the program.
Beautiful.
And the donation's not just to offset the cost of the program.
Right.
We also give back in scholarships to the participants who win.
We have
That's outstanding.
award incentives for them.
Yes. And it's so it is a scholarship to help them.
It means everything.
Yes.
So no, we want to go back with you. And are you now ready to give us that?
definitely, of
Okay.
course.
give us a few words.
So when it's time for you to stand up for what you believe in, and when it's time for you to stand up for what's right, your heart has to be unmovable. There's no wiggle room allowed when it comes to doing what's right. And as soon as you make your goals and your dreams conditional, that's when true freedom dies. In the words of Billy Graham, when a brave man or woman takes a stand, the spines of others are often stiffened. So we must also have courage and stand for the things that we believe in, just as Dr. King did.
All right. Wow.
And that's just a snippet of what you
And that's
hear.
a snippet?
You can imagine there's at least 6 students
Wow.
that you'll hear the day of.
Because we have 6 finalists
Yes.
each
And you
day,
have
3
6
middle school and 3 high school.
Wow. And
Yes.
what inspires you? I mean, to do that type of writing.
It's really something that I can only say came from God and just came naturally to me. My parents both, they've been public speakers for a long time. They run a financial seminar business. But being around them as a child and growing up in that environment, speaking is just something that I've always done, whether it's at church, around family. So when I had this opportunity to showcase that and really work on it as a skill, I really wanted to take full grasp of it.
Wow. Well, you really have a model for our young people here. So if I'm here and I'm hearing about it and I say, you know, it's my birthday and I can't, you know, I'm not going to be able to come because I'm going to be going away, how could I still be involved? You know, someone's out there and they want to be involved, but they can't be for that. What do you do?
Well, we have our website, which you can go to make donations, and there's
They can also mail
Mail it in.
donations in to the chapter at Prince William County Alumni Chapter, Delta Sigma Theta, or PWCAC. DST. And Post Office Box 1099, Woodbridge, Virginia 22192.
No, 22195.
22195. Okay.
And then they can also contact me directly, and my email address is Sheila, SHEILA .Mitchell 2009 at yahoo.com.
So it's to get involved in the community, to support a community effort. So that's like really amazing. So for young people who may say, well, you know, because this will be broadcast, this is our January show, and I said, well, when should they start thinking about being one of the competitors?
Oh, definitely.
When should they?
So this process is something that takes off after 5 years, you know it like clockwork. But this process takes off late October, early November.
Okay.
And just contact, usually it's English teachers, but a teacher at a student's middle school or high school.
All right.
They should be able to get information and they'll take it from there.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think that from that standpoint, we have a whole plan that, get involved, attend a free event with your family, and, get involved and listen to wonderful young people such as yourself.
And like I said last year, it's definitely a treat.
It was a treat.
It's definitely a treat to attend this program. The first time I attended was about 10 years ago, and I was extremely amazed of such talent and skills in our youth and their awareness of today's events.
And their awareness. And I think this even more so, it's really moving on that.
Yes.
Well, I have to thank you all for being on the show and taking time
Thank
to
you for
talk
the
about this
opportunity.
Yes.
outstanding event. It sounds like it's the where to be seen event.
And the place to be.
It'd be bad if you're not there. Great seeing
Oh,
you again.
thank you. So good to see
Lauren.
you.
Wonderful. Great
Thank you.
meeting
Nice
you
meeting
too.
you.
Definitely.
Nice to
and
meet you as well.
best of everything.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, I'd like to thank all of our wonderful guests for being on the show. Basile Lemba, Lorraine Jackson, Sheila Mitchell, Norman Jones, for being fabulous guests. Our quote this time is from President Barack Obama. Keep exploring, keep dreaming, keep asking why. Don't settle for what you already know. Never stop believing in the power of your ideas, your imagination, your hard work to change the world. Thank you for watching Ingrid's World, and don't forget to friend us on Facebook and follow Ingrid's World VA in Twitter and Instagram for instant Ingrid World news. So stay in touch and be a blessing to someone today. I would like to thank the Prince William County Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for underwriting this episode of Ingrid's World. They invite you to the 2018 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Youth Oratorical Program occurring on Monday, January 15th at 2018 at 11 a.m. at the Hilton Memorial Chapel, located at 14640 Potomac Mills Road, Woodbridge, Virginia. This program honors the legacy and humanitarian efforts of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and celebrates our children's thinking, writing, and speaking skills needed for a lifetime of meaning and success. So join the Prince William County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated on Monday, January 15th, 2018 at 11 a.m. The snow date is January 20th and at 11 a.m. and you are guaranteed to leave inspired.